Formula One, the pinnacle of motorsport, has faced numerous challenges over its illustrious history, but nothing seems to spark more debate right now than the leadership of Mohammed bin Salman. Is he a visionary reformer, or is he jeopardizing the sport's future? Let's explore right now. Formula One, with its high-octane action, vast global fan base, and long tradition of excellence, has been home to countless legends both on and off the track. But in recent years, all eyes have shifted to a man who isn't behind the wheel but holding the reins of the sport's governing body, Mohammed bin Salman. His appointment as president of the FIA in 2021 was initially met with cautious optimism, as many hoped his vast experience in motorsport, particularly in rallying, would bring fresh ideas and stability to the sport. Fast forward a couple of years, and the question looms larger than ever. Is Mohammed bin Salman ruining Formula One? The impact of a leader in a sport like Formula One is immeasurable. The FIA governs everything from technical regulations to race procedures, safety protocols, and more. When a new president takes the helm, their decisions, big and small, can send ripples through the entire sport, shaping its direction for years, if not decades to come. Bin Salman's tenure, however, has been anything but smooth sailing. What started as a hope for reform has for many turned into a whirlwind of controversy, poor communication, and questionable decisions. But is it truly as bad as it seems, or is there more to the story? Bin Salman's presidency began amid excitement and anticipation. His leadership was expected to modernize F1, improve governance, and keep up with the times. Yet almost immediately, cracks began to appear in the facade. One of the earliest and most impactful controversies arose from the conclusion of the 2021 Formula One season. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, a race that saw Max Verstappen clinch his first world championship title, became one of the most contentious races in F1 history. The race was marked by a series of decisions made by then race director Michael Masi, particularly regarding the handling of the safety car situation. While it was a dramatic and thrilling spectacle for fans, many, including drivers, teams, and pundits, felt that the FIA's decision-making was inconsistent and lacked clarity. The question became, was this a fair way to decide a championship? As the new FIA president, bin Salman was quick to address the issue. His response, however, was to introduce a rotating race director system which saw two individuals alternating the title of race director rather than leaving it to a single individual. This sounded like a reasonable solution, aiming to avoid the pressure and potential bias that could come with a single decision maker. However, in practice, this system only created more confusion. Drivers and team principals began to voice concerns over the lack of consistency, as decisions from one race director often differed from those made by another. The change, rather than providing clarity, seemed to compound the problem, leaving many wondering whether bin Salman's reforms were helping or harming the sport. But the controversy didn't end there. In 2022, bin Salman found himself embroiled in yet another firestorm, this time over a seemingly minor issue: jewelry. The FIA enforced a long-standing but rarely followed rule that drivers weren't allowed to wear jewelry during races for safety reasons. While safety is undeniably important in motorsport, this rule seemed to come out of nowhere and was immediately met with backlash, especially after Lewis Hamilton, an outspoken advocate for diversity and inclusivity, wore multiple pieces of jewelry to the Monaco Grand Prix. The rule, though seemingly trivial, became a flashpoint for criticism of bin Salman's leadership. Critics argue that there were more pressing issues to address, such as race safety or the sport's sustainability, than enforcing a rule that seemed outdated in the modern era. At the same time, bin Salman's approach to financial governance was also causing alarm. Formula One had introduced a budget cap in 2021 to ensure that smaller teams could compete more fairly with the larger, wealthier teams. The intention behind the cap was noble: to level the playing field and prevent the richest teams from outspending their competitors. But when Red Bull was found to have breached the budget cap in 2021, the fallout from the FIA's decision to penalize the team was intense. While the FIA imposed a fine and a reduction in wind tunnel testing, many felt that the punishment was too lenient, especially given the scale of the breach. Others argued that bin Salman's handling handling of the situation was inconsistent and politically charged. In the wake of these decisions, it became clear that the FIA's governance of financial regulations was anything but transparent. bin Sulayem's leadership issues weren't just limited to individual decisions, they also extended to the FIA's overall communication strategy. In 2022, the FIA found itself embroiled in yet another controversy during the Japanese Grand Prix. A race that was shortened due to weather conditions raised serious questions about how many points should be awarded to the drivers. According to the established rules, races that last less than 75% of their scheduled distance usually only award partial points. Yet in this instance, the FIA decided to award full points despite the shortened race. The decision left many scratching their heads, especially given the complex nature of the rules and the fact that the FIA didn't clearly communicate why it had made this decision. bin Sulayem's troubles didn't stop at race governance. There were also reports that he had interfered with race penalties during the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in 2023. Furthermore, bin Sulayem's leadership was once again questioned when reports surfaced that he had pressured race officials to delay the certification of the Las Vegas Grand Prix track in 2023. The report suggested that bin Sulayem was trying to use his influence for personal or political gain, potentially delaying the approval of a track that had already undergone extensive safety checks. While safety in motorsport is always the top priority, the optics of such a situation raised serious questions about bin Sulayem's motives. While his commitment to his vision for Formula One is commendable, his failure to effectively communicate with the sport's stakeholders and address concerns has led to widespread dissatisfaction. To make matters worse, his handling of certain situations has alienated key figures in the sport. Prominent drivers like Sebastian Vettel, who had long been a vocal advocate for consistency and fairness, were often left frustrated by the FIA's actions. For many, the question remains, is he the right person to lead Formula One in the future? The verdict on Mohammed bin Salman's presidency remains divided. While his leadership has led to some important reforms and has opened doors for new initiatives in Formula One, it's also been marred by a series of missteps, controversies, and a lack of communication. Whether or not he's truly ruining the sport is a matter of perspective. Some believe he's trying to modernize F1 for the better, while others see him as an obstacle to the sport's continued success. The future of Formula One will ultimately depend on how the FIA navigates these turbulent waters and whether bin Sulayem can repair the damage caused by his leadership style. What do you think about Mohammed bin Salman's time as the FIA president? Do you believe he's taking Formula One in the right direction, or is he making a mess of it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on the world of motorsport.